Hello and welcome to the Irish Independence League of Ireland preview video, joined today by Aidan Fitzmaurice to look ahead to 5 big games on Friday night. Now, Aidan, I can't remember the last time we looked ahead to 5 games on the one Friday night with, during the summer, there's usually only a couple of games on here or there, European stuff, cup games, but for the first Friday night in a long time, we have 5 games to look forward to. And just, I suppose, starting with the league leaders, Shamrock Rovers, obviously qualifying for the Conference League phase a little while ago as well. Yet again, I should say, they travelled to Turner's Cross to face bottom place Cork City. And I suppose from Shamrock Rovers' point of view, 7 points leading at the moment with 2 games in hand. They'll want to get as many points on the board as they can before that league phase campaign comes into view.
Yeah, it's a tricky fixture. It's a strange fixture for Shamrock Rovers, Cork City. They seem to do well at home. The last couple of home games, they beat them 4-1. They've drawn the last 2 times down in Cork. So, like a lot of clubs, they have come unstuck down there. Cork are very different now to the team that the last Cork City team that faced Shamrock Rovers in terms of personnel. Got a bit of momentum back from a clean sheet last week in the Cup. Seán Maguire started scoring goals again. They still have that injury list. Cathal O'Sullivan, as you know, is missing, but Drynan has been back. So I think Cork probably feel more confident now than they have anytime they faced Shamrock Rovers probably this season. So
Shamrock Rovers will be looking to extend their lead at the top of the table at Turner's Cross. Aidan, I suppose another huge talking point in the league coming into the final few weeks of the season is the race for Europe. You have the likes of Derry City, Shelbourne, Bohemians and Pats all vying for those European spots. A couple of those teams out of the FAI Cup as well, which takes on an even more importance this season. I suppose just looking at Derry against Shelbourne, second against fourth, there hasn't been too much between these teams of late, and the games are running out and the opportunities to get points on the table are running out, which is a couple of games to go.
Yeah, and it's a funny one for Shells. They actually have had 1 league game in 6 weeks, which is strange because of the Cup, the international break, everything else. So in a way, that they've 2 games in hand. They have a chance to try and make up that run. They're also heading into that very busy period in Europe. So I think Shells probably would rather have those games played and the points on board. I saw Derry last week against Bohemians. I think early on the season, I think the problem for Derry was an attack. They really did an awful lot of games where they'd have possession chances, didn't score. Particularly now they're missing Liam Boyce, who's out of the season after undergoing surgery, but scored 4 away to Bows last week. They've hit form and they're getting goals from all over. Adam O'Reilly is delivering goals. Diallo is coming in with a lot of assists. So I think it's well placed for Derry to do it. I just would fear that Shells, that backlog of games, having 2 extra games to fit in the league, going into Europe with all the travel that entails. I think Derry, that was a statement win from Derry to me last week, going to Bohemians, conceding 3 away from home, but still winning.
It's an interesting one for Shelbourne because there's so much excitement, so much, obviously their first league phase campaign in their history, 6 big games to look forward to later this year, but they'll be doing absolutely everything they can to secure that European spot for next year as well, which is looking at Bohemians in 3rd place hosting Waterford this weekend. Aaron Reynolds signed a new contract till 2027 a little while ago. Bows knocked out the Cup a couple of weeks ago, and that mad 4-3 defeat at Dalymount to Derry last week as well. It's one big aim for the rest of the season is that European spot for next year.
Yeah, given I suppose the run they had mid-season for Bohemians to not make Europe now. I mean, the FAI Cup exit still hurts a lot of people at the club, the way it was so, not just losing in the Cup and being knocked out, to be so tame at home to Sligo Rovers, who of course lost in the next round. But for Bohemians, I think a target should be European football. Bows have had far too European campaigns over the last few years. Obviously finances had a part in that earlier on, but again, there's a bit of debate within Bohemians among the supporters in the wisdom of giving the management team a new contract before that target of achieving Europe had been achieved. Fear for Bohemians just so wide open at the back. Dawson Devoy missed the game last week. He's been one of the best midfielders in the league this year. He was badly missed against Derry. He comes back in from suspension, but the big fear is that Bohemians do change around the possession at the back. There was a debutant last week. Jordan Flores has been in there. No matter what they play at the back, they're still far too open.
Obviously coming in off the back of a big cup win against Galway. It's a rematch for the second time in the space of 5 or 6 days at Richmond Park. Stephen Kenny's men hoping to make it back-to-back wins over John Caulfield's side. St Pat's did have much more chances last week. Galway took the extra time. Pats got over the line in extra time eventually. But this league game, Galway not been in great form the last few weeks. The pressure will be on Pats to just get another win on the board, another 3 points in their European push.
I think it is important. I think they will get it. I think now it's when that little bit of business that St Pat's did mid-season, when they made those, they didn't make wholesale changes, but they made a couple of signings. They weren't to know, for example, they'd lose Bozzetti effectively for the season, or Aidan Keena, so they're two huge players out. Jordan Garrick, we saw last week, he scores first goal for the club. He's had bits and pieces, minutes here and there. He could be an addition. Darren Robinson, again, player is very highly rated. He was away with Northern Ireland's under-21s the previous week. I think that's what might get St Pat's over the line, not just in this game, but in the weeks to come, those little additions, because there are lighting players. They're missing Ramal Palmer, they're missing El Bozzetti, they're missing Aidan Keena, they're missing Sean Hoare and Anto Breslin. There's possible 5 starters who are out of the 11. The squad that they have, and still getting Mason Mealy, the fact that Mason Mealy is starting every week. I thought at this stage with the pre-contract with Tottenham, the pressure might be coming on to give him a break or ease him off. But Mealy is leading the line. He's taking huge punishment every week. I think St Pat's are in a good place because of the squad they had and the signings they made.
It kind of feels like a pivotal couple of days coming up with this full round of games on Friday night, plus 4 games to come on Monday night as well. We all know the difference a 6-point swing can make in the Premier Division. So for those teams targeting the European spot for next summer, it kind of feels like a really crucial few days.
And for the teams at the bottom, I would fear for Galway this one. I mean, I was impressed with how they set up against St Pat's last week. They were, very, very hard to break down. It took St Pat's a long time to break them down and score from a set piece. Galway, you know what you get with Galway, but I just think their away form is terrible. They, not just that they don't get points away from home, they don't score. There's something they've obviously, we have to mention as well, the Ollie Horgan factor, that's been a traumatic experience for the squad, the staff, for the club to deal with. That can't be understated. They do have to try and deal with the loss of someone that they loved, who was very important and dear to the club, and try and win matches to keep the team in the division. What you're looking for now is a momentum over the next couple of weeks, and I would be concerned about Galway's away form.
So just looking at the final game on Friday night, Sligo Rovers hosting Drogheda United, 2 teams who suffered really heartbreaking cup exits last week. Drogheda going out on penalties to Shamrock Rovers. Sligo Rovers having that really remarkable, coming out of the wrong side of that 4-3 defeat to Kerry FC, being half an hour away from a cup semi-final, 3-0 up, and then Kerry come back, win it in extra time. I was speaking to John Russell on Thursday, and you were kind of worried, will that have an impact on the squad morale, the squad confidence? And he expects there not to be. He said, you just have to learn from it, move on. It's full focus on the next 7 games and preserving their Premier Division status. And this is really, we talked about the Friday, Monday turnaround there. It's a really crucial couple of days coming up in their fight for survival.
I think this is a game where psychology is huge. Sligo were clearly expected to go through. 3-0 up away to a part-time first division team. You, in any league anywhere in Europe, you'd expect to finish that job off, to be pegged back to 3-3 and then lose 4-3 to a lower tier part-time team. Will test the morale and how they respond to that. Similarly with Drogheda, the second psychological blow, having been qualified for Europe and being kicked out because we don't need to go over all ground, but then being cup holders and having gone through the hard way, winning away to Derry on penalties in the previous round, losing at home to Shamrock Rovers in penalties, that's a test of psychology. I think they both had a rocky couple of weeks. Drogheda, the goals have dried up a little bit the last while, and again, probably they're looking to try and find that spark that maybe they would have if Douglas James Taylor was still there. So the two of them, I think managers, I think this week will be about probably an arm around the shoulder from Kevin Doherty with Drogheda and John Russell with Sligo to try and coax his players, because Sligo in particular, Drogheda aren't in danger there, but Drogheda could get outpaced in the race for Europe. They don't have the games in hand that the others have, and Sligo need it more than Drogheda. I think that one's going to be a draw, but I think that's where the managers, what can they get out of their players for this fixture, and can Drogheda find that scoring touch that they missed in the last few weeks?
5 big games to look forward to on Friday night. Talking points everywhere you look. We'll be across all the latest League of Ireland coverage across the weekend with the Irish Independent.